Hello, everyone. Welcome to Summer Reading 2021 Tales and Tales. Today, we're going to be making gummy worm dirt pudding cups because what's Tales and Tales? It's animals and fairy tales. So, today is brought to you by the Perry County Public Library and me, Miss Jessie Chandler, the Children's Youth Services Librarian. Are you guys ready to get started? I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this today. We're going to have the videos up all month long and longer. So if you don't have the ingredients right now, you can always go get them and come back and make this recipe later. Supplies. Every good recipe calls for supplies and a recipe. So we have a chocolate pudding box. I've got a 3.9-ounce chocolate pudding box, one of these. We've got one package of chocolate sandwich cookies that we're going to crush. And you can use that with by crushing it with a rolling pin, a food processor, if you want to chop them up real fine, because that's going to be our dirt in our dirt pudding. One package of gummy worms, because we're going to put worms in our dirt. We've got cold milk, a Ziploc bag to crush the cookies too. If you don't have anything electrical to crush them with, you can always put them into zip bags, and then you use a rolling pin or a spoon or just your hands, and you can crush them, and you can do it that way. Spoons for ladling, a whisk for mixing, and a bowl for our pudding mix. And we're also going to need spoons for everybody to eat with. First steps first, we're going to crush our cookies. And you can do this in a variety of ways. We just need some chocolate sandwich cookies, or if you want a different type of cookie, that's perfectly fine. I've seen all different colors and flavors of cookies that you could crush. But we are going to do chocolate sandwich cookies. And you can place those in a food processor and pulse until you reach a cookie crumbly. I put mine actually in a blender and crush them up already. Or, like I said previously, you can place your cookies in a zip bag, squeeze the air out, and then using a rolling pin like shown, you can crush and crumble the cookies till they're the consistency that you want. I'm going to show you guys the consistency. I've got my spoons. Now remember, while we're making this, we don't want to put our hands near our mouth or near our hair. And we always want to make sure that we wash our hands before we get started on anything. So I have some spoons. I've got this nice soup spoon. And here is my crumbly cookie. Look there, all crumbly. It looks just like dirt. So I'm just going to set this to the side for a moment. It'll take you just a minute to get your cookies crushed. Next, in a medium-sized bowl, we are going to empty our pudding pack. And this is just instant chocolate pudding. If you don't want to use chocolate, like if you want to use vanilla, you could always put a little bit of food coloring in there and turn it to the dirt color that you want. But this is just instant chocolate pudding. Just a regular size. It's not the really large box, but this is like the regular size box that you get in the store. And you can get puddings at most stores. I've even seen pudding in gas stations. So we're just going to open that up. And we are going to pour that into our bowl. So I'm going to set that to the side. Now, using a measuring cup, and I couldn't find my liquid measuring cup, so I am using a dry measuring cup. Normally, I like to use the liquid because it does have a pour spout. It calls for 1 cup and 3/4 of cold milk. So I've got my cold milk, and we're just now opening it, so it's super fresh. And I'm going to pour this slowly to the top line, and then I'm going to pour that in just a little bit, and then I'm going to mix, and that's just stirring it. And then I'm going to pour some more, and I'm going to stir it. Sometimes you have to shake your whisk. Sometimes it gets caught in the whisk. So I've got 1 cup in. Now I'm going to pour 3/4 of a cup. And I'm going to pour that in. And we're just going to take our time. And we're going to blend. And you can use this with a spoon. You can do this with a spoon. You can do this with a fork. I happen to have a whisk. And we've got that in there. And we're just going to whisk, whisk, whisk. We're going to keep whisking. We're going to go up against the sides. We're going to go make sure we hit the bottom. And you're just going to keep blending. And you notice the more you blend, the thicker it gets. And this is a little bit less milk than what the package says. The package says 2 cups of milk. But we're going to make this just a little bit thicker. But if you find that you have got it too thick, you can gradually add 1/4 of a cup more of the milk. So we're just going to keep blending. And I can already tell this is thickening up. Oh yeah, this is getting less sloshy and definitely thicker. So I'm going to put that to the side for just a moment. Now we're going to set out our cups to make our dirt pudding. And if you want to let your pudding set up, see, mine's already sitting up. It's getting pretty thick. Give it a couple more minutes, and this will be thick enough to pour out. So I have these clear cups. These are about 9 ounces, but really it depends on just how big you want to make your servings. I got these. These were pretty reasonably priced. I think maybe $3. And I got this at one of my local stores. And they're throwaway. So these are perfect for parties. But if you want to just do this at home and you have glass cups, you can also do that. So what I'm going to do, I have, remember our crushed cookies? This is something that we really don't measure a whole lot of. I'm going to do 2 heaping spoonfuls. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to even that out. You see what I'm doing there? I'm making a nice little layer. I'm going to tap it down just a little bit. That's our first layer. Now, I am just going to take my measuring cup and dip it into my pudding. You can use your spoon, and I'm just going to put a layer. I'm going to add a little bit more. If you want to use like your spoon to do this, you are more than welcome to. It's however you want to do it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my gummy worms. Because most of the time you see these recipes and the gummy worms are laying flat on top. But worms are in the earth. So we're going to add a gummy worm. Oh, they smell so good. To the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a gummy worm. I'm going to lay it right in the middle on top of that. Now I'm going to go back. And I'm going to get a heaping spoonful. And I'm going to shake it around. And we're basically making a parfait, layers. And you can see layers right there. You can see layers. So I'm going to add some more pudding. And I'm going to get me another spoon so I can kind of smooth my top pudding out. So I'm going to smooth that. Around and around we go. And if you decide you want more pudding on there, you can put more pudding. I'm going to get another gummy worm. And I'm going to lay it. I'm going to do a couple of them. I'm going to poke them a bottom into my pudding. I'm going to put like 3. So just like that. Now I'm going to add a top layer of cookie crumbles around my worms. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They're going to crawl in and out your mouth. Well, hopefully in your mouth. We just want to keep the little worms in the mouth. So we've got 3 sticking out, and then I'm going to decorate it with 1 on top. Tell me that doesn't look absolutely yummy. And that is our dirt pudding gummy worm cups. Love that. So much fun. So easy to do. And I don't know anybody that doesn't like pudding. But if you don't, you can always substitute it with something else. Our step 4 is enjoy. I hope everybody enjoyed Tales and Tales, our dirt pudding worm cups. And remember to keep your reading log up to date. We're doing 100 days of reading with Save the Children. You can pick up your reading log at the Perry County Public Library. We have it on our online Facebook page and our perrycountylibrary.org page. Bye, everybody.